Good evening. Okay, hello. We are live. I feel like I just need to turn off just turn it off so that my notifications stop buzzing. All right, so we're rolling. I'm going to take just a minute to hop on my page and make sure that everything's on and everything's viewable. Oh, looks like it is. Usually it takes 4 or 5 minutes to warm up for Facebook to send everybody a notification that we're live. Okay, let me real quick grab this. Okay, so welcome. Tell me who's here. I am so excited. So this is what we're painting tonight. We're painting peonies on a wood background. Now, as you can see, as you can see, my original is actually painted on wood. So I'm going to show you how to paint a wood background, and we're going to we're going to try and paint it the same way. But I just wanted to let you know, I'm going to be working on a canvas. Mine is 11 by 14. It's what I had at home. I just go with whatever I have usually. I pre-traced it because I think it's easier for you guys to follow me when you know what I'm talking about, and I'm not just kind of painting out of the blue. Okay, so I'm streaming to three locations. I'm going on my Facebook page, and I'm gonna stop doing that pretty soon. So if you want to keep access to these paint parties, please make sure to join my group. It's you know what? I'm just gonna. Can I make a banner real quick? I'm kind of sorry. Hold on just a second, okay? So the group is facebook.com/groups/paint with Luba. I mean, that's pretty simple, okay? So you can just go here and ask to join the group. I'm thinking what is it? It's almost April, right? So yes, I was thinking that by May, I will completely move all my paint tutorials into the group. I'm also streaming to the group right away, and I'm also streaming to YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, say hi. I would really appreciate hearing from you. Okay, so all the tutorials are going onto YouTube as well. And okay, so it says Facebook user, hello, Luba. Okay, hi. So you need to give, if you're watching through the group, you need to give StreamYard permission to show your name. Okay, I think that's it, right? So I told you about that. This Thursday, I painted my kitchen towel, and you can find a live for that, and it has the tracer and everything now. So if you would like to paint a kitchen towel with acrylics, it tells you everything you would need to know. So this is something that you might look into also. This was a lot of fun. And also, one more thing I gotta tell you, I'm super excited. I've printed my art on postcards. So I have them on my website. The website is in the description if you would like to purchase these. They're just $11. Shipping included. 5 cards for $11. I mean, it's not too expensive, I don't think. Okay, so done with announcements. Let's paint. Okay, So we're gonna start with the background. For the background, we're gonna need a wide brush. I'm thinking 1 inch or 3/4 inch or even wider than 1 inch. I think I'm gonna grab this one. This is 1.5 inches. It is super old, but it will do the job. Hi Cheryl, how are you? It will do the job. It will work just fine. Okay. Now, to kind of replicate wood, here's what we're gonna need. We're gonna need to make our canvas damp a little bit. Okay. So if you have one of these, it's a mist spray bottle, ultrafine mist sprayer. Yeah, you can just spray, or you can dip your brush into the water and spray the spread the water around your canvas, especially if you're working on canvas, because canvas is usually pretty thirsty. By the time we pull it out of the package, out of the shelf, it's been there forever, and it makes it pretty thirsty. Okay, I have spilled some water here, so if you see some spots, that's what it is. That's what you're seeing. So I'm just gonna mist it real quick, and I'm gonna finish it up with the brush. I do not want it super wet. Okay, so my brush is dry when I do this. It will soak up some water, just like that. The sides. So the reasons we do this is because when your canvas is so dry, it's so thirsty, it's gonna soak up so much paint that you're gonna put a coat after a coat after a coat to just kind of, cover that up. And that's definitely not the purpose of today's activity, right? We do not want to spend whole evening just trying to cover things up. Okay, I'm gonna grab my white. I think it's this brand. I am very bad about pouring from different bottles into the same bottle, so I think it is what it says, but I mean it's still craft quality white. You know what? This is not gonna work for me because I need bigger spots. So I'm just gonna go with my super messy palette. It's all dry. I use it all the time. I use my acrylics, then they dry, and then I can use it again. Okay. So I will move back to that white one when we need to mix things. Okay, so we're gonna need white. We're gonna need a little bit of yellow. And the color I didn't pull out, we're gonna need some brown. Let's see. There's brown. I have some weird, like in my stash, like I would be working on some project and then I have some weird leftovers of something. I have no idea what they are. So, hi, Jennifer. I don't know if you said something, it's not showing me. You know what? I'm just gonna go real quick and I'm just gonna turn on the stream from the group so that I can see who's talking to me. I mean, right? That's kind of... Here we go. Okay. So I see that Cheryl's in the group. Perfect. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Mostly white goes on my brush. Okay, and I'm just gonna go up and down with my white. You see how watery it is? That's all I want. I do not want to make it all white, right? I just want to put some white on here. And I know the more I talk, the drier it gets, right? So I just need to get going. So you're gonna use wide motions up and down, big strokes, all the way from the top to bottom, just like that, okay? Maybe a little bit more, just a little bit. Don't need much. Okay, now You see how my brush got a little bit like a chisel, right? Like that. So I'm gonna put a little bit of brown on that chisel tip. I'm gonna keep it thin. I need to orient myself with the camera. Okay, here we go. Yes, just like that, okay? And I'm going to kind of eyeball the wood, like two wood, kind of boards of wood. So it will look like it's made out of 3 boards here, just like that. Just mark it, okay? I have Darnell here. Hi, Darnell. Okay. All right. And then I'm gonna add some yellow onto this. And I'm gonna add like random, and then a little bit of brown. Hope you can, yes, here. A little bit of brown and a little bit of yellow on the same brush, but I'm keeping it chisel tip, okay? And maybe turn it around if yours doing like mine is doing these like little parentheses. Maybe add a little bit more brown to this, maybe add a little bit more yellow, whatever works. We gotta work fast though, because if it all dries, this is not gonna look pretty. You're like, oh, now she tells me, right? So if you can invest into a mist bottle, do that. It's awesome, especially when you need to catch. Okay, same messy brush, and I'm just gonna go up and down, and I'm gonna try not to put a lot on the flowers. Just kind of, you don't want it to blend, okay? You want to still see different colors, okay? And you want to make sure that there is like anywhere where there is like an opening between the leaves, like we want to make sure that all of that space is covered, okay? So there we go. Just gonna bring it all down. And then if you want to bring this around and kind of use the same color to paint the sides and the top, you surely can. What I really like to do, I finish my painting and then I just grab like either a piece of bubble wrap, or I just kind of scrunch up a piece of cling wrap and choose a color, and I dip it in there, and then I go dab, dab, dab on the sides, and it kind of makes interesting sides for the painting. So that is also an option if you would like to do something like that. Look, it looks almost gold, the background. Yeah, I like it. Just making sure that I got all the parts covered, especially for the so my brush here is almost dry. Okay, I'm not getting a lot of action from it, which really helps because then when it's not wet, it kind of spreads the color the way I want to, but it doesn't blend it too much, you know? Because yeah, if we just get it all blended, it will be one big huge mess. We don't want a mess, right? Okay, let me take that banner off. It's been sitting there long enough for you guys to know what I'm trying to tell you. All right, so we're gonna wash out this brush. And I know that sometimes, well, there's lots of people who just say put your brush in the cup and, take the other brush and whatever. I always wash out my brushes as I'm going, because if I do not, I forget. I get so excited about my painting being done when I'm done that I leave and I forget to wash out my brushes. So I rinse, put it in a paper towel, squeeze the extra moisture out of it, and it can go back in its holder, and I can start working on my next thing. All right, let's mix some pinks for our beautiful, absolutely gorgeous peonies. Move this away for a minute, and it will also allow our painting to dry while we're playing with this. Okay, I'm going to use a filbert. I can talk. Filbert brush. I think I'm gonna go. This is a size 5, so it's not, it's not huge. It's a good size for what I have here. Now, if you're painting like a 16 by 20 size, right, then your peonies are much bigger. So it would make sense to maybe use like a size 9 or 10 even. So see what works for you and go from there. All right. So I'm just going to grab some white, and I'm going to put some white into a maybe, I'm going to do four different wells of white. What it will allow me to create 4 different shades of pink, so that I do not need to worry about that while I'm painting, and I can just paint. Okay, and of course I'm going to put the rest of the white in, so that I just have some white on the side, so that I can put this huge palette away. It's not very comfortable on this tiny table. All right, I know I said pink, so bear with me. Since I already have yellow, I'm gonna put a little bit of yellow in here. Okay, got it? Then what am I thinking? And with the second one, I'm just gonna get like a half of that. It's really hard to give proportions on colors, honestly, because just a tiny bit. Because every manufacturer puts like different amount of pigment in your paint, and then you're like, oh my gosh, that didn't work. Like her color looks this way, my color looks that way. It's just not right. You gotta play with your color, and you gotta see what works for you. Okay. I just got a message from someone who is trying, I think, who's trying to get on and they can't. So while I'm mixing, I'm gonna try and see if I can help. Probably can't while I'm on live. It's really not much that I can do. Okay, so I'm putting a little bit of red in here. Oh no. Okay, Jennifer, if you are watching, are you watching? I'm just gonna assume that you need the supplies and the tracer, and that's what you're trying to get from my website. I'm just gonna assuming. So I'm just gonna I'm sending them to you over the messenger, okay? Because my website is set up with PayPal. That's the only way I could do it at the moment. So it's set up with PayPal, and PayPal doesn't take Canada in. Oh, I don't know what's going on, but every time anybody from Canada trying to get in, they have a trouble. Okay, so some red, some yellow, some white. So what I'm going for here, I want to create this kind of peach pink. And peach pink has yellow in it. It's not just, okay. See? Hope you can see this gorgeous color. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. I think I wanted a little bit more red. Oh, that's probably too much. Just a little bit more red. More blush. Add a little bit more blush to it. Jennifer, let me know if you're here, if you're watching. Jennifer, let me know if you were able to grab what you needed. Okay, here we go. So next one, this one has much less yellow in it, so it's going to be a whole different shade. So I'm just throwing all of this red in there. Oh my goodness, so pretty. So pretty. Okay, I need more red. And I'm thinking with one of them, I'm gonna do, what did I just say? That with one of them, maybe, yes, I'm gonna add a touch of blue. And you know what it's gonna do? It's gonna hopefully turn a little bit purple, like it'll take me to like a little bit different direction with my color. So I'm hopeful, right? It's one of those things. You can hope it will work out or it won't. But I think so. See what we did here? We already have 3 different shades of pink. And I know that usually I do like working with, what am I trying to say here? I do like working with artist quality paints, right? Like more expensive paints that have more body to it, more pigment to it. But here, like I thought, well, let's try and see if we can do this with just maybe using basic colors. So see, I just dipped the brush in, and that's it. So let's see where this takes me. That's funny because I said I wanted 4 colors and I ended up with 5. It's like you can never trust her. She's always gonna do something different. So yeah, I just want a colder shade of pink, not so warm. I think I'm getting there. This is kind of a little bit yucky. Let's put a little bit more red in here. Yes. I think this will do great. Oh, this is kind of dusty pink. Dusty is very popular right now, like all these dusty colors. Okay, look at that. The whole array. We have all of that. Okay, I'm gonna rinse out my brush so that it's ready to go. And I'm gonna start painting my peonies. So yeah, I'm gonna dry it up. Okay, here we go. Here we are. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the one up higher. And this is why we made so many pinks, okay? So that every petal is gonna be a different color, okay? So your choice, whatever you wanna go, do it. Whatever you wanna do it. I think I'm gonna start with this. And I'm just gonna, start with the petal that's on the inside. Now this part over here, like that has this curved top, it's not a petal, it's the center. We're gonna paint it black later. For now, we're just painting each petal its own color. I love peonies, I love peonies because for many reasons. I love how they smell, I love how they look, they're so fluffy. And I absolutely adore that there are varieties that like every petal is a different color. They are amazing, 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 beautiful flowers. Let me see. Okay. It looks like Jennifer saw this, so I hope she can join me. Cheryl, you didn't use the tracer. Whoopsie daisy. Do you need me to show you how? Then, okay. If you're not using the tracer, you yeah, that's a whole different story. I kind of got used to you guys using tracers. Oh, hold on, I'm thinking. Yeah. So if you're not using the tracer, I would suggest to start with the center petal, like that, okay? And then add the bottom petal, use a different color, just break them up like this. Okay, I kind of thought about doing it freehand, but then I decided that, I didn't want to confuse people. Okay, so petals can be very irregular in size and shape. Just kind of what you want to do, you kind of want to bring them to a ball shape when you're done. Okay. All right, let me see. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong color. I picked up the same color. I'm gonna go back. Get this color here. And so this is how I do them. I kind of start with the center and then I add the petals going around. It looks like this guy could have used a little bit of different color. So okay. Yeah. Okay, Cheryl, let me know if there's anything I can help you with. It's kind of a whole different thing here. You know what? I know what I'm gonna do. And I'm pretty sure you probably figured it out already. But I'm gonna paint this one and then I'm gonna grab a sheet of paper and I'm gonna show you how to paint one freehand. Let's just finish this one. You're drawing and painting as we go. Okay, so you're good, right? I know. Okay, what am I thinking? Okay, here I have this piece of paper. So just to paint freehand, okay, paint your peony freehand, I would start with like a center petal, just like that. and then grab a different color, okay? And then add the petal that would go around it. Grab a different color, add another one that goes on the other side. Kind of make them a little bit different from each other. Okay? And then again, grab a different color. And then I'm gonna put one up here on top, like that. And I'm gonna save the center for the center. And then maybe, different color again. And then here's the petal that's gonna make it all centered. And then you can grow it a little bit bigger. Just kind of bring it over. Just like that. And then maybe add a couple more. So at this point here, then we'll let it dry or not, and then you can start using whites to kind of add highlights or more shadowing, like playing with different color on top of different color. Okay, I hope this helps. Okay, let's paint the other one. So this one's a little bit different. This one has 2 petals in the center. I am not super careful about lines because I know that all these petals are gonna come in and they're gonna do this. They're gonna do their own thing. All these colors. This kind of purpley one, it is so pretty. I love it. Such a pretty color. So I kind of line up my brush with the lines with the top of the petal, and then I kind of drag it down, if it helps. Like that. Put it flat and drag, and just leave the center, that like little round thing over here. Just leave it. Okay, and the last one. Oh, I totally forgot to tell you guys. If you're used to painting with me, you know it. But if you're new to me, we'll paint for an hour. We usually paint until 8 o'clock Central, and then we take about 10 minutes break for reasons. Okay, I'm cleaning my brush, and I'm looking for my original painting so that I have. Okay, so see, hope you see, we're gonna start adding white to the top of the petals. So it's gonna start going from the top down, just white highlights, okay? Where's my white? Here's my white. Do I have any left on that one? Probably do. Yep, there's a lot of white left, so I'm just gonna use that. Okay, Do not overwhelm your brush with white. You want it almost dry. Okay, like this. Okay, and I'm gonna go back to my petals and I'm just gonna start dragging, just kind of giving these petals a little bit of direction and dimension. And the brush is getting drier and drier, and that's perfect for this because you do not want blobs of white. Okay, just want a little bit of white here. Yeah, whole different thing right away. Okay, I get a little bit more white so that I have some more white on my tips, and I'm kind of scraping that out of my brush so that it's definitely not dripping white. Yeah, like this, look. There is some, like I feel like it's too much. I'm just gonna take it off with my paper towel. There, this is much better. Like this. Okay, I'm gonna take some off of the tip also because I do not want this to. Okay, and I'm just gonna go. Oh, I was so afraid to grab too much that I didn't grab enough. Okay, whoops, don't drop anything, Luba. All right, so now this one, this peony is still wet. So some of this white is gonna blend in and it's gonna even make like different, it's gonna look different than the other one. See? So if you want more of a like this brush on effect, I think it's better to wait a little bit. Just give it time to dry and then come back and add some whites to it. Okay? All right, cleaning my brush. I keep turning my the original painting that I'm looking at, my reference. I keep turning it backwards for some reason. I keep putting it down backwards. So I look back at it and I'm like, okay, what? Okay. Next step is this one, the monstera leaf. Okay. Monstera leaves are very saturated in color, right? This green, this is green. I know it might not look like green, but trust me, it's very, very green. Oh my goodness, I made a mess. Hold on. Okay. Let me brush it off. Okay. I was just gonna look like this puddle here, so I was just gonna take it because I don't like it when the paint turns into this kind of mess. Okay, so this green that I have here, it's craft quality, okay? So it's rather transparent, so it is not gonna give me the color that I want right away. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna put a drop of white in there, if I manage, a huge drop of white. Let's see what works. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of blue, and I think it's gonna take me where I wanna be, so it will cover all this yellow brown board color. See, it's gotten kind of minty. Trust me. On my camera it looks gray. Wow, it really is minty looking, like candy. Okay. And I did this again. I put the whole thing, the whole darn thing backwards. Okay, I'm just gonna start painting. Now, here's the thing. This is why we painted the peonies first, because now that they're dry, If you happen to, put some green on them, you can just grab either a damp paper towel or a baby wipe and wipe it off. Wipe it clean. Okay? So, here we go. Wow, it's funny because on my screen it looks blue. I promise it's not blue. It's a little bit teal looking, but it's not blue. I promise. I'm glad I added some blue to this though, because it is hard to cover yellow sometimes. And yes, it will need another coat. So try and do strokes from the outside in. If you can. Oh. Okay, I need this opening. It's a monstera leaf. So I'm just gonna go and wipe it down. Yeah, I kind of went overboard a little bit. Okay, I don't care if I paint over these leaves. They will be green also. So I will just paint over them. It's not a big deal. Yes, okay, so this is another, am I right? Yes, I am right. Okay, so this is another opening for monstera. Right here. What did I miss? Yeah, right? Okay, there we go. This is kind of the, I feel like it's the disadvantage of having a tracer. Because when you just paint, you kind of decide on your layers what you paint first, you paint next, right? And you just layer your painting and all of that. When you have a tracer, it becomes more like a paint by number thing. And it's just different, right? It's like it's a different vibe. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just different kind of painting. It's easier. Yeah. That's for sure. Okay. So the monstera leaf comes into here. And I'm going to bring it pretty much all the way down. Yes, to the level of my vase like that, because it's kind of hanging out a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let's paint the green. Okay, so we're gonna go back to this original green that we had. I'm gonna wait for this to dry though. Okay, and I'll use it later. Oh my god, look at this. Like, how do I even do this? Can somebody tell me? I don't know. Hold on, I'm trying to. I'm just cleaning my hands. I can't stand it when my hands are covered too much in paint. Like, I always have paint on my hands, but that is a little bit too much, even for me. Ay. Yeah, and I have all this white on me. I was painting that one before it went live, so that's why my hands are covered in white. Okay, that works. Okay, let's rinse out the brushes. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make like more of a chartreuse color, more like a yellow green. And when I say yellow green, it means that we're gonna add yellow to the green. And in the supplies, I told you we would need lemon yellow. And the only lemon yellow I have is the one that comes with the professional paints. So if you have like a cold shade of yellow, I would use that. If not, if you don't have that, don't worry about it. Just use regular yellow. Maybe play with yellow and white, see where you can get it. All we need is a different shade of green here. Okay, so I have this green, I have this yellow, so I'm gonna grab some green and I'm just gonna put it in this yellow. And it's gonna make this super pretty, super yummy, whole different shade of green. And that one goes onto the sleeve up here. Be mindful of your peony if it's still wet. Mine is still wet. So you might want to be careful. So I'm just kind of following the outline of the leaf and dragging it into the center. Okay. Just like that. So this leaf is rather messy with its lines. So it really doesn't matter if your line is, out of the line a little bit. No big deal. It's all good. Okay, carefully working around my super cute petals. Just bringing it in, It's not much else to this. Okay, my brush is getting thirsty, so I'm just gonna stick it in the water and give it some water. And my paint was getting thirsty, so of course as soon as you do that, your color is getting a lot more transparent, but it's okay. And that last one. Okay, here we are. I'm just going back and touching up. Okay. All right, now let's go back. Hi, Tammy. No, it's not the wood. We painted the wood on canvas. It's very beginning. It's there. I showed how to do that. Okay. What am I thinking? I'm thinking this needs to be green, but not the green that we just used, right? So let's rinse that brush. You know. Okay. Get a sip. All right. Green. Yes. I don't think I have enough. That's my messy green that always messes up my hands. I almost don't want to leave this bottle open so that it would dry, so the top would dry. Look at this mess. So messy. Always I open it and I end up with my hands so messy. Okay, so just the green from the bottle, just on top of the monstera leaf, going from the top a little bit. And you know what I just remembered? This is not dark enough because monstera leaves are super dark. So let's add a drop of black to it. Like literally a drop. Okay, let's see if that drop did anything for us. It should have. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see the difference. Okay. And then the bottom of your monstera leaf is gonna get even darker. So there's like so many shades of green and everything. It's right? I must tell you, I got a little bit better with greens. But like when I just started painting, oh my gosh, I would do everything to avoid having to paint leaves. I would just like paint florals without leaves pretty much because green is so hard for me. I look at this. What did I do? Okay. That was a lot of black. Not enough green. And I'm putting more black. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I mean, I had a long day today, so that's probably why I'm all scattered. Scattered brain. Okay, so if this happened to you, you can always cover it up. It's just paint. Okay. There. Yeah, it doesn't look black anymore. It now looks like very, very super dark green. So just adding that. Come on, there we go. Okay, this needs to sit and dry again. So I'm just gonna go from the outside of the leaf and pull it on the inside. Just kind of give it a little bit direction. But I think I might add a little bit of darkness to this. It's so wet, nothing sticks to it. This is why I don't like craft paint. It's too wet. Oh well. I think I caused it to myself, right? Since I picked my own paints, so my fault, my choice. All right. Okay. Let's get a little bit of yellow, and I'm talking this yellow, the lemon yellow, and I'm gonna over here, okay? Like now, see that? Can you see the difference in the camera? Lemon yellow and the warm yellow. Yeah, I think camera picks it up pretty good. So, wet brush. I'm gonna kind of make it a little bit wet. Oh, about to sneeze. Excuse me. Oof. Okay, a little bit more water to this. It's too thick. All right, and we're gonna go to the center of this bright green leaf, and we're gonna make this kind of center line, and we're gonna kind of brush it out. So what this does is it adds some interest to your leaf, so it's not all flat, okay? And we'll do something similar to the monstera. Okay, in the middle, and just kind of just give it a little bit more of light, I guess. Yeah. And maybe here and here. Something like that. Okay, the monstera could use some highlighting. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use this mix that we used for the background for the monstera. The teal mix that I have here. Oh, I don't have any highlights on the original. Never mind. Okay. Let's allow this monstera dry. Okay, so I have this super dark green. All right, it's almost black. It's black enough for me to grab a smaller brush and fill in the center. And once I fill it in, I'm gonna decide when I see how it goes. If it's good enough, I'll leave it. If not, I can always add a little bit more black to it. Okay, hope that makes sense. So I just used the dry brush. I just collected some of this paint on it. And I'm just gonna, oh yeah, it's plenty black. Look at that. Just kind of dab, dab, dab. It doesn't need to be a perfect circle. Okay. And then here too, that's the center. Just kind of randomly dab. There, see? So that it looks natural. Okay. All right, so this is good. It's 8 o'clock. It's break time. Do we need a break? How are we doing? Who's with me? Who's painting? I know Cheryl's painting. Who else is painting? Give me the heads up. Do you want a break or should we just keep going? Okay, I'm gonna grab another sip. I'm bringing this up in hopes that it'll show green, but it's not showing green. It's ridiculous. It really has green on my side. I don't know. Okay, Cheryl says she's good. So I'm just gonna, because I don't know who else is, I think, I don't know who else is painting live. So I guess it would be okay, right? If you're looking at this, this is not bruises. It's my flower. I painted the, how do I turn this? Oh, here. I did the hummingbird and the flower. And it happens to be that like this blue part is on the side, and every time I move my arm, I'm like, oh, please don't think it's a bruise. It's not a bruise. I'm okay. All right. Okay, let's work on the vase and this bottom here. So this bottom here looks like we just use a whitewash. So we're gonna use probably an inch or a 3/4 inch brush. There we go. And we have some white on here, but it's not enough. I'm gonna drop a little bit more white. A little bit more white, some water on the brush, and make it wet, like real wet. Okay, and you're just gonna put it flat over to that line, and just drag it down. And again, and that's how I did it. And flat, and just drag it down. Just like this. Maybe not quite on the leaf, but we kind of need to drag it down through the whole surface here because we want the whole side to be covered, right? Or the table, or whatever that is. We still want to have this impression that we painted with wood, which is why you see it still shows through. It looks like you painted white on wood. Okay. So here we go. Just start at the top and bring it down. And if you like to do this, you can also bring it around and do the bottom. Okay. Okay, here. And then I kind of go up and I check my top. Do I like the line? If I do, I'm good. If not, I just kind of set to my liking. Okay, and see how we achieved this kind of see-through. You can still see that wood-ish, yeah? Okay. Washing out the brush. Wash the brush. We're not gonna need it anymore. I'm going back to my number 5 filbert that I was using before. And what did I do here? Blue. So this is already white, okay? So we're gonna just take a tiny bit of blue, just on the tip, and drag it down onto the white. This is for the vase, okay? So keep the lines where you need them. Like Grab some water if the paint is not moving the way you want it to move. Just get a little bit more water. Okay, now we can do the side. So I'm just doing the whole vase in painting. Oh my gosh, really? Just the light blue so I can see my lines. It's a lot easier like this, okay? Just like that. So I have my light blue. Okay, and I'm gonna start adding blue again by dipping in just a little bit. I'm gonna adding blue. I wanna achieve this gradient effect, okay? So I'm just gonna add a little bit and I go down and then add some more and I go down and add some more. Or you can start at the bottom and do the darkest on the bottom and then start slowly moving up, okay? You know what? I'm just gonna start at the bottom. Just put a lot of blue on the bottom. Make sure and I'm gonna use these kind of dabs. Just dab, dab, dab. One side is gonna be darker than the other. Just kind of play with the light. But it still needs to have the color, right? I'm pretty sure that the one in the original I did with the credit card. Kind of. Okay. So, because it's all wet, so I just rubbed my paintbrush on the paper towel to get some blue off of it so that I can do a little bit more of gradient color on here. Wipe it down. I'll maybe grab a little bit more blue and add it to the bottom. Yeah. Just add it and see where you think you need more. Do you need more shadow somewhere? Like, what do you need? What does it look like? I think it's pretty good. This, right? Okay. Just kind of get the side on there, get the bottom, make sure that it's all good. All right, let it dry. I would let it dry if I want to add it. If I did want to add more color to it, I would let it dry. Okay, so let me see. So this is wet. What can we do next? I'm afraid, y'all, we're gonna have to use a blow dryer. I was hopeful we won't, but we will. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself for a hot minute. Mama, where is it? There you go. Muted with blow dryer. Okay, we're good to move on with what we've got. So my next step is I'm going to mix a little bit of green that I have already here into my white, and it's going to help me, that green that's almost like black green, and it's going to help me block off some color, just block off some space and color for the leaves that are still there to paint. Okay, can't see them anymore, so we're just gonna freehand them. So there is a branch that pretty much goes through here, so I'm just gonna and then there is like a leaf that goes through here. And another one goes here. And then I believe. Okay, I forgot to tell you, this is a filbert. This is a filbert brush number 2, so it's pretty small. And it's good. Okay, and it's thirsty. When you hear your brush is kind of scratching on the canvas, maybe it's thirsty. Okay, one more. One more set, right? Okay, and yeah, we have another one, so I'm gonna just make my filbert flat, because I do have a little bit of a line here, so that helps. So something like that. And okay, I can't see my lines anymore, so I'm just gonna paint them, you know. So you want to block, like put a block on your painting when you put layers of things like that, because paint is transparent and sometimes it's just too transparent. You're gonna need to put so many coats on just to be able to see. And as you do that, you also have to see how the colors are working together, right? So that if, like, say I was gonna put, I don't know, yellow on blue, right? Like that might not work as well as I would like it to. Okay, I need to leave this alone because it's all wet. All right. Okay, so my next step is going to be, I'm going to be using the same tiny not tiny old, just tiny filbert, and I'm going to pick up some white on it, just on the tips. You see, just the tips. Yeah. And I'm going to go and start with the second peony that we painted. And I'm just going to go and add a little bit more white to the outline of the petals because it all kind of ran together, right? It's all together, like you can see the petals. That's not exactly what we wanted to achieve with this one. So we're just gonna use this brush and we're gonna almost dry brushing it, almost just adding some white. See, they immediately come to life. Just go to the tops of your petals and then think which way is the petal facing and drag that part down to the center. Okay. Let's see. And if you look at it after and you feel like you've added too much white, well, we have this whole collection of pinks that you can go back to and add a little bit to that, you know? Okay. So yeah, that's all I'm doing right now. It's almost dry brushing, okay? Just on the tips of your brush and just go grab that. Go grab that petal. Much better, don't you think? And then going to the first one, pretty much doing the same thing. I just want a little bit more white in the areas where the petals meet so that I have like a little bit more distinction between them, even though they are all different colors. They're still kind of a little bit blended together, right? So I'm just gonna put a little bit more white on them. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, so I'm waiting for these to dry. I know this is not the same color as we used in the as I used in the original painting, but I really like this color. It's very pretty. So if you want to go to the original color, what you would do is you would take the color that you painted this guy over here and maybe add a little bit of this peach color, and I think it'll bring us to that olive, kind of closer to olive color. It's not as dark as olive, okay, but it's pretty dark, All right, let me see. It's funny, every time I rinse, the camera shakes because the table A little bit, wobbles a little bit, like tiny, like micro wobble, but it's enough to give the camera a little bit of a shake. Okay, you know what? Let's add the veins to this body over here. Oh, I don't remember what I did. Let's do this. Let's grab the original green that we have. And maybe let's add a little bit of this minty, teal, whatever that we have. And I think it will do it. Yep. And maybe add a little bit water to it so that. Okay. And if you were with me when I painted those trees, where you just drag the brush and you kind of wobble it, turn it around, that's pretty much what we're gonna do. We're gonna start in the middle by the peony, and we're just gonna roll the brush as we move. Okay, and it goes in there, and then here, and then there, and then here, and then in theirs, and then there, and then there, and that's it. Maybe this one needs to be there. Okay. Now I'll just wipe it on the paper towel. For the monstera leaf, I'm just gonna go back to the steel and I'm gonna use chisel tip of my brush. Okay. Just the chisel of my brush. And I'm gonna draw this kind of line. Kind of breaking up a little, doesn't need to be perfect. There, okay? And then you're just gonna add a little bit of veining. And that's it. Doesn't need much at all. Okay? While we're at it, and while we still have a little bit of yellow on the palette, and it's still not dry, grab the back side of your brush. I'm just gonna go and find one that's a little bit smaller. Run it in there, run it in your yellow, and add some yellow dots inside of your peony. You know, just kind of random. Random. Okay. I've been waiting for this to dry, so hopefully it's dry. It's not quite. Okay, so as I told you, what did I tell you though? I think I told you to use the green. Yeah, I told you to, sorry, to use the steel color. So we're just gonna put it over here on the side. And this peach color over here. Let's see if I was right. No, I wasn't. That doesn't do me any good. Sorry, you guys. See, like you can never. Sometimes it doesn't work. So let me see. I would go with, oh, I said this color, not, different. I'm sorry. The color from that bright green one. Yeah, see? That's what we want. There you go. I'm so silly. That's what we want. Something, so it's gonna look a little like olive color, yeah? And I think I don't have enough, so I'm just gonna add more of the original green, more of the yellow, much more of the yellow. And I'm just gonna mix again, and then I'll add a little bit more of that, of this peach color. And it works so well because it already has some yellow in it. And so it kind of brings us to this. And if I want to get it a little bit more brown, I can always use something with more red in it. So I'm just kind of trying to tone it down I think this color will work. And I'm just gonna go ahead and paint these leaves. Yep. Oh my gosh, you startled me, dude.
Good night.
Good night.
I did.
Okay, there we go. Oh, for my regulars, people who paint with me a lot, guys, I am not gonna be on next Saturday, okay? We're gonna take a day off next Saturday. And I've already uploaded all the paintings for April. So you can go check them out. And I don't know, if you have some ideas, if you're thinking, oh, this would be fun to paint, I can't copy somebody else's painting. Just, for multiple reasons. One of them is that it's just plain wrong. But I can use it as an inspiration, and we can make something in the lines of, something similar maybe. So yeah, don't don't be shy. Let me know. Okay. All right. So now I need brown. I can either use brown from the bottle, or you can mix green and orange. So green, yellow, and red. Okay. And the more brown you want, like darker brown, brownier brown, if it makes sense, you need to add more red to it. Okay. Hope that makes sense. So what am I gonna do? I have brown on my other one, so I'm just gonna use that. And yeah, it kind of got crusty on the top, but it's still fine. Whoops, I'm showing it to you and you can't see it here. It's fine. Okay, this will work. I'm gonna get some water to it. Just kind of bring it back to life. Okay, so we're gonna add the hand holders. I don't know what they're called, y'all. That's awful. What do you call these that hold your flower? Head holders. Next. I don't think so. Okay, stems. I'm just painting the stem. And it sits in front of the leaf, and this one sits behind the leaf, so it doesn't need a stem. Okay. And then this one needs a stem. And we can just kind of add these things to it. There. And I think that's it. Oh, I had more like leaning going out here and there, so you can do that. You can use your liner brush if you're more comfortable with that. I like to do it this way because right now my leaves are not quite dry yet, so I'm just kind of putting a little bit of a hint that it's there, because I do not want to pull paint, Okay, well, here we are. Here's our peonies on wood. Yeah. So Let me know if you have any questions. Send me your picture of your painting. If you were painting with me, I would love, love, love to see it. Cheryl, you're awesome. You're like, I think you always send me your pictures, and I love getting them. I'm like, yay! I really love seeing your work. Oh my goodness! You know what? Tiny, tiny liner. Tiny, tiny liner. Tiny, tiny liner. Tiny, tiny black paint. Like really dark paint. Hold on. Because you know what? The last step. Never forget the last step. You gotta sign your painting. So, there we go. Now we're done. All right, friends. All done for now. So, again, next Saturday, I'm not doing this, all right? So, next Saturday, day off for everybody, including me. And then I'm back the following Saturday, and I don't remember what I'm painting. What am I painting? Let me see. The wrong one. So yes, then we'll paint. I have the daffodil field with the windmill, and then we have tulips, and then I have Her Majesty's Spring there. So, all right, there we go. Okay, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend and have fun. And again, send me what you painted. Okay, love ya. All right, gotta go. Bye.